Good morning, everyone. I'm gonna start this video by giving a shout out to my number one fan, my 7-year-old. As in he's been watching the channel for 7 years. Now, he's 7 years old. Shout out to Alan John 15, whatever the username was. Cause in one recent video, God bless him or them, they gave me the idea of looking back at Johny Somali, where apparently what they said, he's been causing trouble in Korea, like big trouble in little Korea. And I was like, that sounds interesting, but my gas tank of anger towards him is so empty. I'm not sure, what else I could say about him. But then, when I looked up, what clips he has on Kick or wherever of stuff he did in Korea, I saw so much insane shit, so many articles. I was like, oh my god, he really is causing trouble over there, to the point that even people are covering, people have actual full accounts just covering him, because he does so much heinous shit, they can't be helped but be pissed off by him. And it's actually insane, because when I made my video on him from last year, I was like, there's no way he's gonna get more in trouble, because surely something will happen in Japan or whatever he does, where he would get arrested and he can't do any more dumb shit. And when he left Japan, I was like, okay, I guess he will go scot-free. But then he has some shit in Israel, whatever. I think he harassed a Israeli female police officer. That was that. He got arrested for a bit. He was let go. He got a fine of a couple of money of whatever. But in terms of actual legal trouble, he's had nothing so far that I know of, at least. So far, he's had actual jail sentence, getting arrested severe enough to make him stop streaming, because he'd be in prison. But right now, as evident with my video of him being in Korea, he still has complete freedom to go wherever he wants and stream there. And make a living, by just these degenerates watching him, calling him, a fag, a loser, everything. But they still give him money and viewers, so he can make, a fucked version of living just from that. But enough dilly-dallying, okay? I'm gonna get into the actual story, or at least the 3 events that I've seen so far of that, got the most attention. Cause I'm sorry, I can't cover, an entire video about all the shit he did. Because when I look how many clips there are of him, there's at least 200, and everything, they're all, him being shitty, but they're now, all severe enough for me to talk about in a video. So I'll just cover 3 main ones that got the most attention. And moving on, I want to give some attention. I want to give a shout out to this one Twitter account from Japan, entirely dedicated just canceling Johny. And he has a Japanese username, but his handle is simply in English cancel Johnny's. Very clearly, and it is exactly Johny Somali, because if you go on his media tab, every single clip of him is him in Korea do some dumb shit. And if you translate each tweet, it's Johny Somali day 4, day 5, doing something else with the police doing nothing. Very being so pissed off by him, he wants to cover everything he does on camera to show it to everyone. And that was another thing. I think it's so bizarre that not only does he have a hate account, rightfully so, but it's in Japan as well. He caused so much havoc in Tokyo that he became an infamous icon over there, to the point that now you also have people, actual accounts being okay, he left Japan, but he's still doing some fuck shit in Korea, in Seoul, in the capital, just being annoying, harassing everyone, still not learning his lesson. And from what I could gather, the main one that got the biggest attention from Johny was incident number 1. He went on a subway and such a generic streamer out on the streets, he has a speaker hooked onto his chest, and whenever people send money, they send a TTS translated. And everyone, just every single person took the advantage where while he was on the train, people play hentai noises, moaning, obnoxious shit.
사람으로 유명해졌고 BTS를 꼬릴 거라고 말해서 화제가 된 사람입니다. 저는 조니 소말리입니다. 저는 일본에서 모욕적인 사람으로 유명해졌고 BTS를 꼬릴 거라고 말해서 화제가 된 사람입니다.
Bro, what are y'all doing, bro? Stop this shit, bro. Black Lives Matter, George Floyd. I can't breathe.
not respecting anyone on the train. And for the viewers, I don't really care, for them having respect, because they're all, just miserable people. But the fact that Johny still chooses to bring the speaker, allow, the donations, then yeah, it's completely on his fault. And, you would think after, 3-4 donations that were very loud and annoying and were clearly bothering the other passengers, he would turn it off. But no, for at least 3 clips where people go to him, tell him to turn it off, and he's like, oh, sorry, I'm American, I'm black, I got big lips. He said that, he said himself, I got big lips,
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, black skin, sorry. Big lip, sorry.
I'm not gonna defend him, but shit like this gets the most views, gets the most attention. It's so annoying, but at the same time, if you want to make money from this, all the fault should go on you. But at the same time, he's not learning his lesson, because, if you remember the story from back a year ago in Japan, this exact incident, occurred his big fame, where he was saying, he was saying to Japanese people on the train, oh, bomb with new Hiroshima, new Nagasaki, all that shit, and now he's still repeating it, exact same shit. No changes. And now for incident number 2, this one's pretty annoying because it's still the same shit of him annoying someone, or him being so drunk he still has the annoying character. At this one, in this clip, he went to a 7-Eleven, got some alcohol, got some noodles, all that shit, and he's so drunk he wanted to eat some while they're streaming, playing wait, is he playing music? Let me find it. Yeah, it's not music, but it's selling the same donation shit where people can send TTS, playing loud shit. And some poor employee goes up to him and be like, excuse me, can you please turn it down? And for him, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm black, He keeps on saying he's a tourist, no actual apology. He goes full drunk retard mode and just throws the noodles everywhere and starts dancing. And also the place where he's sitting exactly from the entrance, so everyone can see, how much of an asshole he's being. Oh man, and he's pouring as well, just over the table. Dude, if you did this in America, the shopkeeper, I don't condone gun violence, but the shopkeeper would have every right, to stand over here in the corner and blow his head off with a buckshot. Just, clean mess. Clean, doesn't make sense, clean mess. But he could still do it. Look, he just made it, even the shopkeeper's clean up your mess. Does he do it? I think he just stands up and leaves. Dude, that's just a fucking bother. It's stuff like this where I don't care of asshole shopkeepers kicking out people. This is the one. I mean, in Asia, I feel like most Asian countries they have a nice courtesy where whenever there's a violent person, not violent, but a big hassle of a person, they kindly ask them over and over until the police come here. And sadly, from what I could find on Twitter, there was no clip of the police, actually handling him. I saw a couple of clips where the police went up to him, to ask him about something. But much very polite officers, they asked him some stuff, but they didn't really do anything severe, booking him, arresting him, giving him a fine. So in terms of repercussions, yeah, again, like I said, completely clean. Nothing going on with him. Now for the third incident, that's by far the most shocking. The one thing he did, where I believe, in any country would get him, torn apart or shot or stabbed, is one time, right after the incident at the 7-Eleven, he went to a statue in Seoul, in the capital, and in the city, they have a couple of statues of just girls and women sitting down, or doing in a neutral pose, where it seems like a memorial. And Johny went up to one of them, and what the fuck was he doing? He stripped naked, not naked, but he took off his shirt, and he's groping the fucking statue of what I can imagine, what seems to be a young girl, and also turn on the music, and also putting baby oil. I'm pretty sure he probably make a Diddy joke somewhere around here. But yeah, just make a complete moron of himself, dancing everywhere, playing music as well. And some people, go up to him because it feels unnatural. When you're being an asshole to a statue or to, the general public, you will have people that go to you and, yell at you. But then I saw in the caption, the way the guy described it, he groped and kissed a comfort woman statue. I was like I've never really heard that name before, so I wanted to see, you know, what that means, and plus the significance of the statue, because it looks like it would be, you know, like during World War II or in memory of World War II. So I looked it up, you know, like before, and my God, it was actually like the worst possible message, like, you know, for a statue, like the saddest thing possible, where it was in memory of, you know, of all the women who were raped in Korea by the Japanese army during World War II. Like, just the most depressing thing to depict, made worse by the fact that if you have ancestors that were affected by that part of history, it would be much worse if you have like some asshole like this guy making a mockery of the statue, you know, just like a complete joke. I'll mention that when I was looking at the statue, I realized they have like, you know, a couple, like, you know, a series, a couple of them out in the capital, and one of them, in very bitter Korean comedy, they have one statue directly in front of the Japanese embassy. I think that's pretty funny. I think that's a pretty good, you know, joke by Korea. And for the sake of structure for this video, I didn't bring up this clip as well, because he did this one before the subway clip. But, you know, in this one, like the one I mentioned that, you know, is in front of the embassy, he just sat down and he had like some bizarre speech of like how, you know, fuck Japan, I stand with the Korean people, and, you know, like my entire reason for that stream back in Japan a year ago was to respect the Korean people. Like some weird message. Except, like, even if it is true, he still mocks the people by kissing the statue, you know, that was dedicated to, you know, rape by people, and that one's bad. But like I said, you know, this most recent one back on the 15th, you know, like 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, you know, much more insulting, definitely, to like anyone in the public, anyone that lives there, or, you know, was affected by it or feels close to it. And, you know, those are really, you know, the only three big things. I really wish I could, you know, end this video being like, he got arrested. But again, like I said, with the police being very lenient on tourists like him, he wasn't really affected. The most I can end on is like some guy in some recent clip from just yesterday or 2 days ago. There was one clip where, while he was streaming with a friend, some Korean guy went up to him and just decked him in the face.
We're gonna have a, trust me, Johnny's, go to Johnny's stream, we're gonna have a good time. Whoa!
That clip is so funny. Just, the guys feel like, whoa! If you watch in slow motion, like the actual phone fucking flies in the air. Like you can tell from the cable. But yeah, you know, like he got punched, the guy walked away. Thankfully, he didn't fight back, because if that guy got, you know, if he punched the guy back, the Korean guy, I feel bad for him. So I'm glad that it ended on a loss on Johny, because, you know, he got punched, you know, like no fighting back, and he got a small cut on the face from what I saw. But again, like I said, you know, for all the shit he did, just, you know, annoying people, being an asshole, and being disgustingly, like, disrespectful, like nothing else, you know, really bad happened to him, which he definitely deserves. And when you see so much of this guy doing like the worst shit possible and just getting away with it every single time, it really, you know, like it doesn't make you believe that anything bad will happen to him in the future, unless, like, I don't believe in karma, but there might be a possibility that all the bad shit stacks up to the point that, you know, one day some guy pulls like a Shinzo Abe assassination and blows his back with shoots him with a makeshift gun in Asia. But until that happens, if I make another video on this guy, it's gonna be in the same, you know, depressing way as this one, where I just talk about it and, you know, I don't really make an effort to be like, get him arrested, because clearly laws in Asia just don't give a shit about him at all, you know, like just, you know, completely like relaxing on him, allowing him to do this shit, which is just so miserable.